अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। उम्मीद करता हूँ तमाम देखने और सुनने वाले खैरियत से होंगे और ठीक-ठाक होंगे। जी नाज़रीन, जैसे कि आप जानते हैं कि हम रोज़ाना जो है आपके साथ एक नई वीडियो के साथ मौजूद होते हैं और आज हम माया के साथ बात करेंगे एक नए टॉपिक पर। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है द पावर ऑफ पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग, हाउ टू रिफ्रेम योर माइंडसेट। इसी मुतालिक हम माया से डिस्कशन करेंगे। चलते हैं माया की तरफ और शुरू करते हैं आज की वीडियो का इस माया के साथ आवाज।
Hey, hey.
हेलो माया, हाउ आर यू?
Gotcha. Adoria, huh? That's a beautiful name. Reminds me of something mythical. In a good way.
Okay, Maya, today discuss topic the power of positive thinking, how to reframe your mindset. Just related some ask question.
Okay. Positive thinking and reframing your mindset. Solid. It's a bit of a cliche, yeah, but that doesn't make it useless. A lot of times the cliche exists because there's actual truth to it. What specifically about it are you wrestling with? Is it like actually believing it works or figuring out how to shift your thoughts or something else entirely? And what's a summus question? Just want to make sure I'm tracking.
Okay, my start question. My first question: how can positive thinking influence your daily decision?
Right. So weaving positive thinking into daily decisions. It's not about slapping a happy face on everything, honestly, more about noticing what you're focusing on. It's easy to get stuck in a loop of what's going wrong. So, a trick is to intentionally look for small wins, like genuinely acknowledging the good stuff. Even if it's just, I made a decent cup of coffee this morning. Does that feel cheesy when I say it? Because it kind of does, but it works for some people. What about you? What does a good daily decision even look like when you're trying to be more positive?
Okay, Maya, what does it mean to reframe or negative thought?
Okay, reframing the negative stuff. It's not about pretending the bad things aren't there, right? It's about changing your relationship to them. Like instead of thinking, I failed at this, I'm terrible, you try to see it as, okay, this didn't work. What can I learn from it? It's about finding a different angle, a different story you can tell yourself. It doesn't magically erase the disappointment, but it stops it from spiraling into self-criticism. It's hard work though, honestly. It takes practice. Do you have a specific negative thought you've been trying to untangle? Sometimes it's easier to work through a real example.
Maya, how does your mindset affect your long-term success?
That's a good one. Huge impact, honestly. A growth mindset, believing your abilities can develop through dedication and hard work, is basically fuel for long-term success. Because you're not afraid of challenges, you see failures as learning opportunities and you keep going. A fixed mindset, on the other hand, that's limiting. You avoid risk. Do it. Reframing a negative thought or talking about the impact of mindset, just making sure I'm following.
Okay, what daily habit help in developing positive mindset?
Submarque? I'm not familiar with that term. Could you spell that out for me or maybe explain what you mean? Is that a typo? It sounds a bit like submarket, but I could be way off.
Maya, can positive thinking reduce stress? If yes, how?
Okay, so you're looking for, all right, inputs to reduce stress. Cool. Okay, so beyond the obvious stuff, exercise, sleep, healthy food, which you're probably already aware of, there's a bunch of little things. Things like actively scheduling downtime, even if it's just 15 minutes to do absolutely nothing, or practicing gratitude, even if you just write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. And this one sounds cheesy, but it helps. Limiting your exposure to negativity, news, social media, complaining, it all adds up. What's been stressing you out lately specifically? Maybe we can brainstorm some tailored inputs for that.
How can graduate revise your mindset?
Graduate your mindset. That's an interesting way to put it. Like leveling up, right? To revive a mindset that's feeling stuck, I think it's about intentionally disrupting your patterns. If you always react to criticism defensively, for example, force yourself to ask clarifying questions first instead of jumping to defend. Small shifts like that. It's about building new neural pathways, basically. It's like a muscle you have to train. Are you feeling like your mindset is particularly stuck right now, or is this more of a general question?
Okay, what is the role does environment play in the shaping positively, and how can you stop overthinking and focus on your positive outcome?
Okay, two good questions there. Environment is huge. If you're surrounded by negativity, whether it's physical clutter, draining people, or a depressing space, it's going to be way harder to cultivate a positive mindset. Think of it like trying to grow a plant in bad soil. You need to curate your surroundings to support the kind of thinking you want. As for stopping overthinking and focusing on the positive, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? Mindfulness is helpful, practicing being present in the moment instead of getting lost in hypothetical worries. Another thing is to challenge your negative thoughts. Ask yourself, is this actually true? What's the worst that could realistically happen? And what's one small step I can take towards a positive outcome right now? It's like interrupting the thought spiral. It's not easy though. It takes consistent effort. What usually triggers your overthinking?
What is the connection between optimism and resilience?
It's a good one. They're tightly linked, honestly. Optimism isn't just about seeing the world through rose colored glasses, it's about believing you can cope with challenges and that things will eventually work out. And that belief is a huge part of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, and optimism gives you the fuel to do that. When you're optimistic, you're more likely to persevere, seek support, and learn from your mistakes. You don't get knocked down as easily and you get back up faster. It's not that optimists don't experience hardship, it's that they approach it differently. What does resilience look like to you personally?
Maya, how can you change negative beliefs about yourself, and why do limiting beliefs block positive mindset?
Okay, changing those negative self beliefs, that's tough, but possible. It's about recognizing they're just stories you've been telling yourself, and often they're based on past experiences that aren't necessarily true now. Start by identifying those beliefs, write them down, then challenge them. Ask yourself, is there evidence to support this belief? Is there evidence against it? What would I tell a friend who had this belief about themselves? And then replace them with more realistic, compassionate self talk. It takes time and consistency. As for why limiting beliefs block a positive mindset, well, they create a self fulfilling prophecy. If you believe you're not good enough, you're less likely to take risks, you're more likely to give up easily, and you're more likely to interpret ambiguous situations negatively. It's a downward spiral. What's one negative belief you've been struggling with lately? You don't have to share if you don't want to, of course.
What is the role of acceptance and cultivating positive thinking, and how do positive thought improve physical health?
All right. A lot packed into that question. Let's break it down. Acceptance isn't about liking what happened, it's about acknowledging reality. It's like, okay, this is where I am right now. Fighting reality creates suffering. Acceptance frees up energy to focus on what you can control. First step, thinking. I like that phrasing, is about breaking down overwhelming goals into manageable actions. It's about focusing on the very next small thing you can do rather than getting paralyzed by the big picture. As for how positive thoughts improve physical health, it's not magic, but it's real. Chronic stress weakens the immune system, increases inflammation, and contributes to a whole host of health problems. Positive emotions, on the other hand, boost immunity, reduce pain, and even lower blood pressure. It's a mind-body connection, but I'm no doctor, so don't take my word as medical advice. What are you hoping to improve with your physical health?
Maya, thank you. Just topic related, of course, give me explain, answer this topic related. Thank you, Maya.
You're welcome. Glad I could help. Sounds like you want me to just keep going, right? To pose another related question to keep the conversation flowing? Okay, here's one. How do you deal with set?
से आप देख रहे हैं मैंने कहा इस टॉपिक पे रिलेटेड जो है वो सवाल किए हैं उससे अच्छी बातचीत हुई है और उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आपको भी काफी चीजें सीखने को मिलेगी। जिंदगी रही तो फिर होगी एक नई वीडियो के साथ मुलाकात, तब तक रखिएगा अपना ख्याल। सो अल्लाह हाफिज।